Hello children, it's your favourite story reader, Pappy, and tonight I'm going to tell you a story, what I wrote myself. The story is called Winnebago. Coming downstairs one morning, I was surprised to see our cat, Hilo, had brought a bird in through the cat flap. The bird was sitting calmly on the mat inside the back door. The bird was about 7 feet tall. As I approached it, it turned slowly and fixed me with a steely glare. On its head was a crown. It opened its wickedly curved beak and said in a deep, gravelly voice, "I got this from Ruth the rat, but one of the stones appears to be missing. Do you have her WhatsApp?" "No way, Jose," I said. "I don't give my daughter's WhatsApp to any random raptor. You will have to take me there." "Okay," he said. "Hop on." So he took off, and quickly we were above the clouds. Destination Newport News. We had to circle round a bit to get our bearings, but eventually the Elysian bliss of Newport News was evident, and we made our descent. Whee! Final approach took us to a very nice wood and Ruth and John's shack in the woods. I jumped off his back, and Jose and I approached the back door, watched by the sleepily laconic dogs Luna and Lily. Jose knocked on the door, and John opened it. John opened the door, and his eyes grew to the size of dinner plates. "What is it, dear?" came from inside. "It's a tremendous turkey," he replied. "I've got to get some adobo on." "You saucy man," said Jose. "I'm nobody's turkey. Let me in. I'm looking for a little rat." "Turkey! Turkey!" shouted Caleb, doing backflips in his playpen. "I'll never live that down," said Jose. "Where's Ruth? I've got a bone to pick with her." At this point, the dogs decided to play noisily, and Caleb shouted, "Turkey! Turkey!" while doing backflips with Twist and Pike. Ruth appeared. Jose said, "You sold me a duff crown. It's missing half its stones. Where did you get it, anyway?" "Well, the Queen didn't seem to want it. She left it lying around, so I saved her the effort of disposal. But I'm a reformed character now. I haven't been chased down a dark and dreary tunnel for at least 6 months. We could go on a jewel hunt round the house and see if anything turns up." "Turkey! Turkey!" agreed Caleb. John opened the door, and Jose and I entered. Jose suggested a search for the missing jewels. So we all went through the house, but found nothing except a few screws loose. Then Jose spotted the Winnebago and suggested they search that too. Opening the door, he said, "My, it's big in here, kind of like a TARDIS." After a few minutes, they came to a door. Opening the door, they saw a stone staircase leading down. "My word," said John. "No wonder it doesn't get many miles to the gallon." Down they went, down and down, until they came to a tunnel. The tunnel was damp, the tunnel was dank, and it was dreary too. They all had to hunch down, especially Jose. The tunnel was not designed for 7-foot raptors, and he gave it a far from rapturous reception. Eventually, the tunnel led up until it emerged in the daylight just outside a castle. Leading the way, Jose knocked on the castle door, which was opened by a rather grand lady. "Hello, I'm Jose," said Jose. "Hello, I'm the Queen," said the Queen. "Hello, I'm Ruth," said Ruth. "Ducky," said Caleb. "Would you help us, please? I've been sold a crown missing a stone. I wonder if you have any spare jewels kicking around," said Jose. "Well, goodness gracious me," said the Queen. "I lost a crine." "A crine?" "Yes, a crine. I lost a crine a while back, except a stone that fell out as the robber ran away. That's a big coincidence." "Well, coincidences do happen," added Ruth quickly. "Tell you what," said the Queen, "if you give me the crine, I'll give you lots of juicy mice." "Ducky," added Caleb. "Exactly," said the Queen. So the deal was done. The Queen got the crown, which was soon refitted with the missing jewel. Jose got a lovely extra breakfast, cleaning up the mice from the castle attics. Then it was time to go back. So they entered the dark, damp, dreary, dismal tunnel in a desultory disposition. After many tedious hours trudging, they came to the stone stairs leading up. "How am I going to rid myself of this troublesome raptor?" thought Ruth. As they reached the door to the Winnebago, Ruth slammed it in the raptor's face. "No way, Jose," and locked it shut. John and Caleb jumped into the cab and drove it off. Whee! Whee! Arriving at Langley Air Force Base, John waved his vet's card at the gate and shouted, "I've got an emergency raptor situation here." "Proceed," said the guard. John drove the Winnebago at its top speed of 10 miles an hour into the centre of runway 90 left and parked. Just nearby was an Air Force jet, luckily armed with the latest T-23 ATWs, that is air-to-Winnebago missiles. John and Caleb jumped out of the cab and sprinted, or crawled, for the jet. John sat in front and Caleb in the rear seat in charge of weapons. They took to the air with screaming afterburners, did a highly non-regulation 10G turn. Ooh! But because of John's intensive fitness regimen, this was nothing to him. They centred the sights on the Winnebago at a range of 10 fathoms. "Fire!" said John. Caleb fired the T-23 and struck the Winnebago full on. It burst into flames. "Turkey!" said Caleb. Landing, they jumped and crawled out and found the raptor was now an ex-raptor. In fact, rather nicely done. "Just as well I brought my adobo sauce with me," said John. "Turkey," agreed Caleb. And so most of them lived happily ever after, and I had to hitchhike home. End of story. I hope you enjoyed that. Good night. Mwah.